Ho, ho, ho. No, that's not the right one, is it? Whoo, ooh, spooky. Welcome back to another video. What do you think? Like, because I'm thinking about maybe growing my hair out and then, like, dyeing it a little bit, because I don't know if I'm pulling this off or what. Is it bringing out my eyes? I'll tell you what is bringing out, bloody itching. But yeah, today is the Halloween special. I've got to stop doing that. Oh my God. We're going to the Doorstep Lake for the Halloween special. Oh, we did this before. We're going to do it again. There's nothing really spooky about this, apart from this wig, which is just laughable, really. But yeah, we're only using orange and white magic beans in solid bags. We're off to the Doorstep Lake. Let's go. I am going to put out a little bit of bait just before I put out the bags, because it's not really that cold. It's a little bit chilly, but summer's done now, and we're not quite into winter yet, so I will put down a little bit of a mix. I've got some real... I'll show you the mix, actually. Actually, I'll tell you up now. I've got fruit and nut chops, micro pellet, it's the mini mix pellet, and I've got some sweet corn in there, and it's all mixed up with some Scopex flat spot. Now, I am actually using the Scopex mini mix, but I would happily use the fruit and nut. It's just the first one, just the first packet that I picked up. So, but this is going to be my winter mix going into the winter. Believe it or not, winter mix going into the winter. But my hat's blowing off. But yeah, I just want small bits. Obviously, I've got the chops, the micro pellet, just to keep them grubbing, and obviously sweet corn. It's a great bait all year round, but you know, just that bit of colour, that bit of fresh, sweet corn. Carp love corn, don't they? So if you want any of these, then go onto my TikTok, because obviously it's all Parker Baits, and obviously I'm an ambassador for Parker Baits, and quite often you'll get cheaper deals on my TikTok than you will actually on the Parker Baits website. So go over to my TikTok and check that out. Right, let's get set up. Right, well, that's me all set up. I'm ready to get the rods out. I'm just going to loop to loop the solid bags. Here's one of the solid bags. Like I say, I'm only using, I'll grab a couple. I'm only going to be using the white magic beans. I've got a little blue mark on there that tells it's barbless, and an orange magic bean. So that is the solid bags with the OG fish, the OG mini mix with the OG fruit and nut magic dust, and I will inject that with fruit and the fruity flat spot before I chuck it out. So without further ado, also there's a public walkway behind me, so I do feel a bit silly, so make sure you please like this video for me looking like this. But yeah, I have seen a fish bosh actually towards my left hand spot, so with a bit of luck the fish are up here and we can nail one or two. Come on. All right, first one's going out. Orange bean over to the left hand spot. Bit of fruit and nut flat spot. Stab it in the bag and just squirt it in. Not too much, I don't want to overload it, but just enough. And there we go, let's get it out. Okay, same again on the second one. Got the white magic bean. That's going to go out on the second spot again. Fruity flat spot. Stab it in. A little bit of flat spot in there. Not too much. And there we go. Oh, I feel like Dom Haynes, like before he had his haircut. Sorry, Dom. Oh, I nearly forgot the lucky charm for this session as well, look. Let's get in by the rods, hang on. It's actually got a candle inside them, so you can actually turn it on. Let's have a look, right. There we go. Not sure you're gonna see this because it's quite dark. Oh, there we go. Right. There we go. Come on, the carp. And I swear to God, this is not a setup, right? I've got to the swim and someone's left a mug here, right? Not only have they just left a mug, it's very fitting for this video because look what it is. The Grinch. I swear to God, that's not been set up. That was just left here. So, and apparently I was speaking to somebody that's just walked past, actually, a dog walker. And he spoke to a guy yesterday, sorry. He spoke to a guy yesterday morning who fished like the night before and apparently had a 29 from this swim. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I would have liked to have had the 29. But does that now mean that I'm not going to do that 29, or does that mean it might come back and feed again? I don't know. But as far as I'm aware, that 29 could well be the biggest one in here at the moment. Now, my right hand rod, the reason why solid bags are so good in here is because my right hand rod is fishing over where all the pads are up in the summer. Obviously, they've all died back now, but there'll still be roots and stuff at the bottom. So using solid bags over that should help you be able to present a bait okay over that. So you have to be careful when you cast it in. Do not tighten that line up at all. You shouldn't do anyway when you're solid bag fishing, but the fact is it's going to be sat on top of all this sort of like dead lily pad roots. So the last thing you want to do is pull the hook into one of those roots, and then obviously a fish picks up your bait and your hook's inside one of the roots. So yeah, I've cast it out, literally let it drop, did not pull the line tight, and I've just obviously tightened up the line to take the slack out of it, but I've not moved the lead. And then the left hand rod is on a clear spot, but it's so silty out there. Again, that's why solid bags work well here, but the fish will feed in the silt, which is why I've done well without solid bags here. But yeah, that right hand rod to be in a solid bag gives me so much more confidence. Well, the rods haven't been out long, but there's been 2 occasions where I've seen fish jumping out in the middle of the lake, but towards the middle, like middle along, but towards the middle, if you get what I mean. Well, the middle of the lake, I guess. So I'm tempted, I mean, I've never done it before here, but I'm tempted to chuck one into the middle of the lake. I've always fished the far margins, that's where I've had all my fish. I have heard people catching midway out over here, but when we netted it, I just remember seeing how silty it was, and it was unbelievable. So, but I guess with a solid bag, I've got, what are my leads? 2.5 or 3 ounce leads. So if I can present one, I know they feed in the silt, but I just want my rig like properly presented. If I can present one of these solid bags in that silt, I might go for it. Because the more and more time that goes past, the more and more times I'm thinking I need to get one out into the middle. But I'm going to wait and see. If I see one more fish jump out towards the middle, then I'm going to chuck one over there. But I'll let you know. Well, it didn't take too long. Left hand rod has just gone off. This fish is kiting. I picked it up all the way over there. It's kited all the way over here. Right, well, first fish of the session is a cricket back common. Like I said, it was off that left-hand spot, over towards the far margin. And he took an orange magic bean. I'm not going to weigh it. It's probably somewhere between 5 and 7 pound. And there we go, like I say. First one of the session, hopefully many more. But yeah, put up a nice little fight, and to have a fish within, it's probably about an hour I've been here, so yeah, happy days. Let's get one twice the size, or maybe 3 times the size. Happy Halloween. Well, the lucky charms come good. At least we've done the blank. Be nice if that right hand rod goes now. The left hand one, actually, I had to redo it. I cast it out there, you guys saw me cast it out, but the line all frapped up. It's real twisted, this line. I need to change it, to be honest. So this will be the last session on this line, and I'm gonna re-spool it. But I might try that Kaizen line. Hang on, let me, some people's OCD will be kicking off about that. There we go. The reel handles are slightly different. I know that annoys a lot of people, but for me, I don't care. Well, another thing I've never done on this lake before is fish the margins. I've always fished out, like I say, on the far bank. Never fished the middle, never fished the margins. So I've not seen anything else move out in the middle, but the right hand rod's been out for 2 hours now. So I'm gonna reel that one in. I'm gonna chuck one out to the middle for an hour or so. And I have been baiting up a margin down here. So later on, I might just drop one in the edge. We'll see what happens. Well, that was embarrassing. I was just here casting out that right hand rod in towards the middle, and I get, excuse me, and I look round and I'm dressed like this. Some nipper's up there, he's gone, oh yeah, we're fishing in the peg next door, we just did the night. He goes, we're struggling to get our bivvy down, can you come and give us a hand? I said, yeah, no worries. So I went over there, give them a hand, good as gold. They've had 3 fish last night, they did the night, so they've had 3 fish out, and sorry, I don't know what I'm doing, I can't stop playing with it. Yeah, good lads, and they said they watch your videos, so shout out to you boys. I know you'll be watching this. So, and I think the biggest they had out was a 15 last night, so fair play to them. But yeah, there we go. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens on that right hand rod now it's out in the middle. I'm gonna keep the left hand spot. It's already done a fish. It's on a clean spot, one of my favourite spots, so I know that does bites. Getting right hand one out into towards the middle. That's not orange, and then I'll give it a couple of hours. If nothing happens, I might drop one. Like I said, I've been baiting up the margin down here. I've never fished the margins down here, but I know it's quite hard. So what I'll do is I'll just wait until a couple of hours. If that right hand rod don't do nothing, I'm going to drop it down in the edge. So it turns out that 29 that I said got caught on Sunday night, it was actually 28, and it is the second biggest fish in the lake that we know of at the moment. So let's go and see if we can have a bigger one. Let's go and see if we can have the 29. I think there's one that's on the brink of 30. I think it may have even done 30 this year, this summer. But it was touch and go. But there's never been a 30 in here as long as I've been fishing it. So I'd love to have it. Oh, it'd be awesome. Right, well, it's been nearly a couple of hours now. It's been nearly a couple of hours now since that middle rod's been out in the middle, believe it or not. And it's not done anything yet. So I'm tempted to bring it in and put it in that margin spot down on the right where I've been baiting up. So, yeah, I'll give it another 10 minutes and then chuck one down there. Well, there's not long left to go, unfortunately. Oh, hang on. Nearly forgot. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not long left to go. Usually at this point, like Halloween, marks the start of it becoming a lot colder, a lot harder. And actually, it's funny because when I came back from France, somebody messaged me and said, oh, now you've had a taste of the real carp fishing, or you know, I caught a low 30 and that sturgeon, and someone said to me, now you've had a taste of proper fishing or proper carp fishing. You know, is the Doorstep lake going to become abandoned? Is your swim going to get grown over? And I said, no. I said, because coming here to the Doorstep lake and catching carp, even if they are £6-7, just puts a smile on my face. I love it here, and I'll always come back here, because even though there's nothing in here that's going to, well, I think there's one in here that's close to 30. You know, there's no like 40s or 50s in here, but like, it's just home. This place is just home, you know? So yeah, I'll always have a place in my heart here. But at the moment, I'm not doing too well on it, and I would like one more before I go. Well, unfortunately, that's it. Rods are away, and I didn't really want to leave this early, but I've got a delivery coming at between 4 and 6, and it's about 3:30 now, so I need to shoot home. I can't miss it. you know what's going to happen. I'm going to get home for 4 and it's going to be delivered at like 6:05. But yeah, unfortunately, there wasn't a lot going on in this session, which is a shame because, like I say, now it turns into sort of like the colder months and fishing can become quite hard. But I'm hoping you were entertained by the attire. I hope you have a good spooky season. There's some good videos coming up. I'm actually off to do a social at Berners Hall. Unfortunately, it's not on the res, which is going to break my heart to go up there and fish and not be on the res. But we've got a social on Meadow with Callum and Dave from France, and actually there's a couple of others coming as well. We've got the whole lake for 48, so that's going to be quite good. And I think we're going to do a couple of day session socials with my dad and my uncle, because they want to do a couple of day session socials, all dependent on the weather, because I think my uncle and my dad don't really like the rain and the cold. I mean, nobody does, do they? Let's be honest. But I mean, the cold I can deal with. The rain, it's not. You don't want to be sat in the rain all day, do you? Let's be honest. But yeah, there we go. So please like, subscribe, enjoy your spooky season, and I'll see you in the next one. Bish bash bosh.
Thank you for watching The South Coast Angler. Please like and subscribe.